Should you get a Nintendo Switch 2? Here's my review after using it for a week. I have the Switch 2, but also the Switch OLED and the Switch Lite to compare it with. I also have a Steam Deck, but for the purpose of this video, we will only be comparing the Switch 2 and the Switch OLED. If you want me to do a comparison between the Switch 2 and the Steam Deck, let me know in the comments and I'll make another video for that. Right off the bat, the Switch 2 is way larger and heavier than the Switch OLED. It has a 7.9-inch LCD screen, while the OLED has a 7-inch OLED screen. I don't think it's ergonomically friendly. It's quite heavy, and I already have carpal tunnel and trigger finger, so I'm very careful now with my gaming habits. I only play the Switch 2 when I have something like a support underneath it, like some sort of a pillow. Performance, it's way better than the Switch and it loads much faster. Disney Dreamlight Valley, for example, if you know, doesn't run so well on the Nintendo Switch, but I installed it here on my Switch 2 and it runs so smoothly. And I also love how eShop loads much faster now, and it can be in dark mode. Battery life, it does deplete faster than the Nintendo Switch. I found myself having to charge it only after 3 hours of using it straight, and with the Switch OLED, it takes me about like 4 to 5 hours before having to charge it. But I don't know, it just probably depends on the game that I'm playing. But the speakers on the Switch 2 though, amazing. And what I really love about it is that it already comes with 256 gigabytes of storage, while the OLED comes only in 32. At least I didn't have to pay for an extra SD card for it for now. It also comes with 2 USB-C ports, one on top and one at the bottom. I can charge any way I want. This is for docking, and I believe this is for the camera. But I didn't buy that one though, so I can't make a review on that. I also can't say much about the game chat feature and using the Joy-Con as a mouse, because I didn't really feel like I had the need to use these features. Now, it's quite disappointing how the Nintendo Switch 2 only has Mario Kart as a flagship title when it released. It doesn't feel like a new game. I'm not really obsessed with it. But we could have had a new Animal Crossing game or Pokemon or Zelda for this release. Something new that we didn't have to pay for that graphical upgrade. Now the question is, should you get it? If you don't own any Switch console yet, then I would suggest getting this one. But if you already have existing Switches, then either skip this one or wait for a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive to come out. It's not that I'm regretting buying the Switch 2, but I could have totally waited for a new Switch exclusive. Switch 2 exclusive. I'm happy with the upgrade, but it's like 400-ish euros and it doesn't feel like a new console. It just feels like an upgraded version of the already existing Switch. But if you already have the means and you just want an upgraded version of your Switch, then totally go for it. If it brings you joy, if it excites you, then do it.